Hey, what's going on guys, Wingsman here and welcome back to another Redstone tutorial, and today guys I'm gonna be showing you how to make this really cool and simple flying machine bomber in Minecraft Bedrock edition. So if you guys are excited for that, make sure to drop a like down below and subscribe if you're new, and without further ado, let's get right into today's video. This may look a little bit familiar to some of you guys. Why? Because I already made something similar to this, which was my bomber airplane a long time ago, which is my second most popular video on the channel. It has over 40,000 views and you can check it in the top right corner in 3, 2, 1, bam. Some of you may be asking, well, what's the difference? They look pretty similar. Well, the key difference between this and the bomber airplane is in the looks and the actual firepower. The bomber airplane was actually designed to look like an airplane and resemble it. In my opinion, it does resemble it, and it also has a functionality, which is the actual bombing part. It has two of the dispensers filled with TNT, because we can't really do TNT in Minecraft Bedrock edition as they can do in Java. You can see this flying machine doesn't really resemble the airplane at all, but the key difference over here is in the actual firepower. We are pretty much more than doubling the firepower with the dispensers and a lot more TNT. So, long story short, if you want to go with more firepower in the flying machine bomber, go with this, and if you want to go for the looks and still have a little bit of the functionality, go for my bomber airplane. Now over here you can see we are pretty much using this same little flying machine. This is the best flying machine for this case. You can see over here we have 3 of the dispensers on each side. This one goes to the left and this one goes to the right. Now the main thing that you need to remember about this flying machine is that it actually consists of 2 parts. You can see this line over here and everything to the left is one part, and this over here is basically the second part. Keeping in mind that we have 2 parts, we need to keep in mind also that the piston push limit is actually 12 blocks. Keeping that in mind, we actually have 9 of the blocks right there. This is pretty much the max you can do with this. You can actually add 3 of the dispensers on either side. You can see we have 3 dispensers right here and 3 more dispensers on the other side. This is definitely going to blow up a nice area. Now, I'm pretty sure you can maybe find some better flying machines, but the reason I'm showing you this one is because in my opinion this is the simplest and most compact bomber flying machine you can actually make. Yes, it has 9 blocks over here and 9 blocks on the other side, so technically you can add 2 more blocks over here and be able to push it with no problem, but you basically can't add any of the dispensers over here to make them work a little bit better. If you actually put dispensers right here, the TNT is just going to land on the flying machine and it's going to destroy it. This way we are pretty much maximizing the amount of firepower that we can have for this basic size of the flying machine. If you think that this is not really going to cause that much damage because it's really tiny, I'm going to prove you otherwise. Let's just go ahead and actually activate the flying machine, and you can see there is ton of the TNT. Basically we are sending 6 of the TNT a time, and you can see this even wasn't enough because it blew up the actual flying machine. Looks like I'm gonna need to go a bit higher when I make this again. I told you, it may look small, but it actually has a lot of the firepower. Look where TNT actually landed right there. I'm just gonna make it a little bit higher and actually hopefully show you this without the machine blowing up. There we go, hopefully it's not going to blow itself up again. I told you this is pretty crazy. Let's just go ahead and activate it again, and let's see. You can see there is a ton of the TNT. Look where it's actually flying. We're destroying everything, even to the right and the left, and not just in the straight line. I think that this bomber flying machine actually proved itself, and it's definitely worth for you to actually build it. Just look at the destruction that we have. I have basically 64 of the TNT in each of the dispensers. I'm just going to let it run and let's see how much damage can we actually do. Look at this, we can't even see the first flying machine right there. This definitely destroy a lot of the land. This is also great if you want to clear a little bit of the area in your base. Although you're going to have to patch some of the holes up, because you can see some of the TNT actually escaped right there, but looks like we don't have any more of the actual TNT right there. So you can see this actually took a nice chunk of the area right here. This is pretty wide. Considering that the flying machine is only like 4 blocks wide, this can cause a lot of the destruction. You can see it's really simple to make, again cause a lot of destruction, and I'm going to show you how to make it right now. So the blocks you're going to need for this are some block 4 choice to actually pile up and be able to actually build it in the air. Make sure that you're not too close to the ground, otherwise it's going to destroy the actual flying machine, as you saw in the first example. But also we're going to need some of the slime blocks, some observers, sticky piston, normal piston, some dispensers and obsidian if you want to actually stop it. Basically what we want to do is again go to the air and have one piece of the obsidian like so. Then go ahead and place a normal piston over here with two of these slime blocks on top of it. Then over here, go ahead, place another observer, sticky piston, and two more of the slime blocks, and that's pretty much our flying machine done. Keep in mind where you actually have your normal piston facing is where your flying machine is going to go. You can see our normal piston is facing this way, so the flying machine is gonna go in that direction. If you want to flip it, just exchange this sticky piston with the normal piston and put the sticky piston right over here. But basically, when we do this, we want to actually add the whole firepower. What we want to do is actually build some of the blocks out over here because we want to have some of the observers pointing in these two slime blocks. That way, when the flying machine actually moves, the observers are going to detect that, they're going to activate and send a signal to the slime block, and basically that's where we're going to have some of the dispensers which are actually going to fire the TNT. So basically every time that the flying machine moves, we are actually sending the signal over here in these slime blocks, and because we have 3 of the dispensers connected to it, they are going to fire the TNT. Just go ahead and maybe to make this a little bit easier to place, destroy the slime blocks and have 2 of the little observers pointing just like so. And replace these slime blocks right there. And we're pretty much going to do the same on the other side. Build a couple of the blocks over here, destroy this, and we can pretty much destroy the slime blocks to make this a little bit easier to place. Have 2 of the observers pointing right there, and have slime blocks over here to basically finish the flying machine. You can see it's going to actually go because we started it by updating the actual observer. What you want to do is basically have some of the obsidian and basically stop it right there. You can see the actual observers are gonna stick to the flying machine because we have them stuck to the actual slime blocks right there. Last thing we need to do is actually grab ourselves the dispensers and place them going downwards. That way we're gonna have TNT falling on the ground. And you can see this is pretty much done. This is the actual flying machine, and this is pretty much the max of the firepower you can have for this size of the actual flying machine. Again, right here we actually have 9 blocks on either side. Technically you can maybe place a couple more blocks over here if you want to make it look a little bit better, but in my opinion it doesn't really matter. I mean, you can just place these blocks over here to kinda break the flatness that you have on the top, but basically you want to go ahead and fill. I'm using a stack of the TNT in each of the dispensers, and we can pretty much see how much damage is this actually going to make. Again, we are basically firing 6 of the TNT at a time, and you can see this already causes a lot of the destruction. I'm just going to let this play out. And there we go, our flying machine ran out of the TNT. Again, just to look at how much destruction this tiny flying machine actually causes. The main reason this actually does so much is because we are firing 6 of the TNT pieces at a time. Basically, they all fall over here kinda in a group. When one explodes, it basically sends all of them kinda in random directions, and most of them actually end up in the front, and they destroy a lot of the ground. Keep in mind this is just dirt, so maybe if you had like stone or something, it may take a little bit longer to actually break it. You can see this causes a lot of the destruction, and I'm actually going to show you how to make that flying machine one more time. Without me talking this time, some people prefer that and they can actually get into the build and understand it a little bit better, so I'm just gonna be making it right here on the ground. And there we go, guys. If you have any troubles with the actual flying machine, just let me know in the comments and we can work it out together. But that's pretty much all there is for this video. If you guys have enjoyed it, make sure to drop a like down below and subscribe if you're new. If you think any of your friends would enjoy this type of content, make sure to share with them. But as always, I really hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.